Right, so again I've got this lavender. I'm just going to use some of that up in here. But what I want to do is I want to leave that glow there. See, it's just there on edge. Just come up to it. I'm going to use a clean brush then. Same down in here. I need that water line to carry on right through. Forget that that's even there. And then you start to tap. This is the beauty of this tapping effect that you get. First of all, I tap it with a brush which has got the dark on it, like I am doing at this present moment. And then I'll go into a clean brush and I'll start tapping with that. See that just on the edges where the dark is, I'm just tapping into it. And it'll slowly mix with the orange and change the hue of the dark colour, basically. And what I'm doing this for is to create a separate layer. Always use your reference to tell you how it's going. Again, I just tap down into that, all the way down. And you can still see that orange in there. And it won't turn green, it should turn a lovely dark, just a little bit of the orange showing through. That's the effect I was trying to gain. Even there. Tap that down. That's going to be painted in up there actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go on to this a bit more. Because the dark here is coming down a bit further. And then that's into a proper glow at that side. A bit of dark more down there. And then again, I'm just going to come back now with a clean brush and just tap that out. So it's got that lovely little glow going in there. And you'll find out very soon why I'm doing this. There we go. You'll find out now. I'm doing it so that I can create a layer of depth. See this rock that's coming through here? This rock is actually going down. See that? And it's creating separate layers. And that's the good thing about tapping it out behind. It gives you that opportunity to have depth in your rocks. So it's not just flat. You just blend behind that. There. Love it. So much fun. You'll love doing this painting. Now this actually comes along and then up to that one. So now we've got one layer right in front of the other, and that's the only reason I did it. So we've got depth. Now I can use that clean brush again. Now just in here where this glow is going to be, I just want to tap out around the edge of it. Just in there. So it goes from light to dark. Be careful not to go into that spot. I'm being really cautious there. Really, really cautious. In fact, that actually comes slightly over it a bit. Go back, work between both of these brushes basically you need to do. There. That's it. Now that glow is like glimmering through there, you see. I want it to come at a specific angle. I'm thinking something about like that. Yeah, it's quite sharp there and then it fuzzes off. So that's great, that's just what I wanted. So I'm just going to pull some of this dark here, just a tiny bit of it into it. And then here, actually, focus on getting a sharp, getting that top edge sharp, bringing that colour down. And then again, I just want to work along the bottom edge of the water. This is quite bumpy water here. It's quite crashing against the waves and stuff like that. So again, forget that that is even there. This. Forget that that's there, because behind here it's going to be a little bit more washy. It's not going to be quite as dark as that. And I'm doing it so I can create depth between this layer and this layer, because this layer here is in front of that. So by allowing it to mix a little tiny bit with the liquid white, it will instantly give it a lighter hue. It's darker up here, and because it's mixed with the white, it's a lot lighter down there. Again, I just want to pull that into about there, make it slightly, that's good. I'm just going to use a clean one again. This clean one this time, I'm just going to tap so that that orange goes to that. See that in there? Really soft and fuzzy effect I want. And it's brighter in there and then gets darker as it goes out. But this glow seems to sit in this rock really nicely. Just by tapping it like that, it'll stay there and it'll remain. That is exactly what we're trying to achieve. I'm chuffed to bits with that. Now, just going to get another clean filbert again, and this time I'm going to get a tiny bit of yellow. Let's smidgen of white with that yellow. Just a small amount of white with the yellow. And then with that, just in here, I can go over and it'll mix with the orange. And what it'll do is it'll just make it brighter. See that? Just make it that bit brighter so it stands out. So there's a real lovely glow just coming from in there. And you can even bring it out into this. What I'll do is I'll bring it out there. See that? And it gets lighter all the time you do it. Cool. So much fun to do. Back to the stippling brush. I just want to gently tap into that so you can't see where it starts and stops. And now you've got a lovely little glow going on in there. Chuffed with that. Right, so just need to get some definition now. I'm going to keep it washed away underneath. See under here, I want that to stay like washed out slightly because I'm going to put a wave in there. But up in here I can just a few little details. That's cool, that's exactly what I want. And now for this top edge, just in here, I just want to tap, not come right to the edge. I'm just tapping into that orange to get a glow basically. I want to leave that glow of the orange just there. See how that just softens it there? And also you can use this brush and you can just gently bring a tiny bit of that dark into it. And there you go, you've got your glow on your rock. It's a lovely way of doing it. Same up in here, just touch them a little bit now and again. But that's good enough for that stage. Now back to my darks again. And I'm just going to work and get a big amount done. Now I'm just going to work on top of this. Leave a lovely glow again behind it, that orange. So I'll paint to about there. Actually goes off the canvas there, right off the canvas. And then that's pretty solid, it's straight silhouette is that one. So I can just paint that in dark and then that'll gently just waft off to that. Sweet. Again, don't kill that orange, come behind it. There. I think down here it's not going to get as much light, it's just getting that light higher up. So actually, because that's a bit, I can get a bit more dark into that and I can actually push that back. See that? Push that back by having that slightly darker in front, and then you can still leave a few little bits of the orange showing, but nowhere near as much down in there. And it's only coming to about there. Rock actually comes off of the canvas as well there, at that point. Paint and block that in behind it. Brilliant. And again, I've left that orange glow, but this side of it is actually just straight dark. Cool. But now you see we're picking that liquid white up. All in here, when you're seeing it for real, has got these lovely purple colours in the rocks. And on sunsets like this you can get away with it because it's just like that in real life. It's not just a straight black. There. I might not use that. Let's use a brush with a little bit more control, shall we? That's better. Let's use a little filbert brush for this. And I just want to keep this glow just in there. Just enough. I did actually slightly mess up there, which is fine, because with wet on wet there's no mistakes really that you can't fix. Very easy. I can just use that orange again and just reintroduce that lovely edge. There. That's it. I'm happy. Right, so now I've got to work on these waves back here. So I'm going to get a fan brush and then I'm going to go straight into white, because what's going to happen is the white's going to mix with the colour that I've got down there, that bluey colour. So I'm not too stressed or worried. Just use straight white at first and I'm going to allow it to mix. So I'm just going to come in here and just put some little indications of some crashing little waves and stuff that's just going on in there. First of all I apply the white and then I'll use another brush to actually mix it with the blue a bit more. Even there, that's good enough. That's exactly the sort of effect I was wanting. Just a little wave going through there. Pull your paints out separate because you will pick up that blue and then you can go back into a clean pile. Now over here it's quite choppy. It's quite a choppy area, so I can put some little crashing waves crashing into that rock just sat in there, and I want it actually further back than this part. So by doing this, what it'll allow me to do is it'll allow me to put this rock in front of these lovely crashing waves that are smashing and crashing up onto that. You can really go for it, you know, you don't want to be straight. This is a seascape, so it's a bit wild. And we've got the waves coming in from here, higher up. See that I'm even starting higher there intentionally. And then here, it comes along lower down. And you leave that shadow in between. That's it, that's just lovely. Cool. You can even use a clean brush. You just come in there. See that? And what I'm going to do, this is what I meant about the depth. I can actually bring this rock here and sit it as though it's in front of that. See that? Just like so. And then what it does, it gives you a much more 3D effect. It pushes that area further back. Now, I need to be working here with two fan brushes, so that's cool. I'm just going to use that same lavender and I'm just going to touch underneath that wave, just here and there, put a little shadow in for it. Same at this side, put a tiny little shadow in for that. Cool. I'm really enjoying doing this. So much fun. Now, again, same thing we just did more or less. Only difference is we need to leave a gap. So I'm going to actually push into the paint. Yeah? You'll see the ridge on the palette, and if you've got that, you know you'll have enough of a ridge on your brush. Now, actually, what I'm going to do is a slight thing. I'm going to stick it to one side. I want this to be brilliant paint for you all. I'm going to get some of that crimson and orange, put it to the side there, and then a little bit of that will mix in with the white. That's what I want. There. So it's got just a hue of that crimson in it. Push in, get a ridge, and then with that ridge, I want to just come along about here. First of all, I'm just going to put it in all the way along, so I've got a straight line. It goes right through there. And don't worry if you get a stippled effect with this, that's what you want, because then you can come back and you can play with it and create what you want. See, like that big blob that come off, that'll work really well. Now I should have really done this before I did that, but I'm not worried. I can work in these tight areas quite well without destroying. Again, it's all about practice. And you see now I'm just stippling into that. I want it to be slightly bigger than what's behind. There. You can even get probably a bit more paint there. Just where it's coming through there. And if you tap, it'll just get that lovely crashing effect. And this is actually slightly going away from it as we're doing this. You know, it's coming here and it's slowly going away from it. So all you do is you make it slightly higher, what you're doing. But keep reloading your brush all the time. I'm having to do it every time you see me pull my brush away, I'm reloading again. You need to keep using that paint, and I'll have to put this back in again for when I do the rock anyway, you see. So I'm not really that fussed. I just wanted to get an indication of where that waterline was, just about in there. You see, this doesn't really matter. This is what matters in here. So I can now go back, tap that. And if you get enough paint on, you can use that paint to great effect. Yeah, that's exactly what I was after. Now I'm going to go back to my brush with the dark. Might even put a tiny bit of white to that, so it's not quite so dark. Still a good shadow colour. And just underneath it, I just want to tap here and there and put some, like, it helps with the 3D-ness of the wave, this shadow. Even now and again underneath you can pull a few little bits of that dark colour side to side. It'll make some movement that's going on in there. And it's coming on great, I'm well happy. There's just a few little shadows for that. Sometimes the more shadow you have, the more the white stands out as well, so again I can put that back down. Go backwards and forwards through these brushes. Push into that again. Now, got another one. This one that we've got is coming from there. And it goes right underneath that rock. So get going underneath it for now, because you're going to dirty your colour if you do it now. I'm just going to, in fact, I need it to come a bit higher than that. You need that dark underneath it. So maybe about there. That's better anyway, because in foreground it's going to be a bit bigger, isn't it? Just crashing up. I'm going to have it crashing up against the side of that. So again, I just want to do the same thing all the way along. But leave that blue underneath it. You can always put a shadow there as well. Really romantic place. It'd be great if you'd been here all day, chilled out, just taking in the sunshine, and then you see this at the end of the day, man. That's just going to finish your day off, isn't it? Finish your day with a smile. And then once this has gone down, you got the stars to stare at. Yeah, I've got an imagination, crazy imagination.